Please give it up for Jennings.
You got that daydream look in your eye, and I got that red lip classic thing that you like, and when we go crashing.
Sorry, my mom told me to move these down so they don't cover my face. Well, hi everyone. My name is Jazz, and you might recognize me from TLC's I Am Jazz, which shares my experience growing up as a transgender teen. I'm excited to be here tonight celebrating innovation in new media because I have a YouTube channel where I try to show that trans people are just like everyone else and that we have to embrace our differences to create freedom and acceptance for all. That positive message is especially important for transgender youth like me. The statistics about us are terrible. Almost 40% of all homeless youth are LGBT, and over 50% of transgender youth will have attempted suicide at least once before they turn 20. Now that I'm in high school, I'd like to start dating. Although I must admit I haven't had much luck in the dating department yet. Things are definitely getting more complicated, but mostly in a good way. And that's why I'm so grateful for organizations like GLAAD. GLAAD has been working with me and my family for years now, doing everything in its power to accelerate acceptance for LGBT people like me and allies like my friends and family. And I love that GLAAD is led by another strong woman, Sarah Kate Ellis. From the White House to the UN, Sarah Kate is pushing the dialogue that accelerates acceptance with the influencers that can help move the needle forward. Under her leadership, GLAAD demanded coverage of LGBT Russians during the Olympics in Sochi, ended the ban on participation in NYC St. Patrick's Day Parade, and helped to end Boy Scouts' ban on gay youth and adult leaders. Sarah Kate and her team at GLAAD led the conversation when Pope Francis visited in September, and they just expanded GLAAD operations to London. Please welcome the amazing CEO and president of GLAAD, Sarah Kate Ellis.
Good advice, Mom. Now I'm going to move them up. My mother would say, move them up so people can hear you. Thank you, Jazz. You know, what's so fabulous about Jazz is that I've been in a lot of places for the past 2 years at GLAAD, and one of the things, my 7th grade babysitter, I have twins, was most excited that I was sharing the stage with Jazz tonight. She's a real hero for our kids today, so thank you for all of that, Jazz. Well, San Francisco, since our gala, which was 1 year ago, a lot has happened. We've had some extraordinary victories. How about that Supreme Court ruling? Yes. I can't believe we won. I mean, I can. Another great win is increased transgender visibility. When Caitlyn Jenner came out, GLAAD worked very closely with the media executives at every step, from her groundbreaking interview with Diane Sawyer to her ESPY Award speech, to even her docu-series on E! That woman is a powerhouse. In light of all these great, great achievements, a lot of people ask me, are we there yet? Can we finally sit back, relax, and take a breath? And while at GLAAD, we do love to celebrate a victory and have a great party, I have to say the answer is firmly no. We are not there yet. Marriage equality and magazine covers are benchmarks. They are not finish lines. And if there is anyone who can recognize that, it's you, the people in this room. creative innovators and thought leaders who have always been one step ahead and who have made celebrating diversity both part of your corporate culture and the city that you live in. And that is why I am so eager to share with you my thoughts about the next part of this evolving conversation. Frankly, guys, I'm worried. I am concerned. We cannot become complacent. We cannot let ourselves be blinded by the euphoria of our recent wins or the idea that some equality is good enough. Because along with the wins, there are heartbreaking losses, like Tuesday's defeat of Prop 1 in Houston's Equal Rights Ordinance, otherwise known as HERO. That would have offered equal protections for LGBT people, as well as protections against discrimination in 13 other categories. 62% of those who casted a vote voted against the ordinance. Yeah. On the face of it, it might look like 62% of people voted against equal rights, but there's more to the story. This happened because of an intense smear campaign led by ruthless opponents where words were twisted to paint a distorted picture, meant to trigger fear and loathing. Equality was actually lost in lies. We must remember to use our platforms to speak the truth so that we can tell our version of the story, the real story. Houston is our latest wake-up call, a reminder that taking our foot off the acceptance accelerator is dangerous. This is not the time for the LGBT community and our allies to be complacent or satisfied. The job is hardly done, and Houston shows us the job can be undone. At GLAAD, we believe the path to happiness for the LGBT community is to achieve full acceptance. Whether you're a trans woman of color in Hattiesburg, Mississippi, or a queer teen right here in Oakland, everyone should be able to live the life they want without the fear of being judged, treated badly, kicked out, or feeling less than. That's why GLAAD is on the ground at work accelerating acceptance through our critical programs in entertainment, transgender media, the U.S. South, Spanish language media, and through the international community. This is why we're here in the greatest city tonight with the people who provide the engine to tell our stories. And that's what tonight is all about, telling our stories, because stories drive acceptance. GLAAD understands there is a stark difference between changing laws and changing hearts and minds. And now is the time, now is not the time to rest on our laurels. Now is not the time to become complacent. Complacency is the enemy of social progress. Acceptance is our best way forward to ensure a safer society, a more just society. And the way I see it, guys, acceptance can't come fast enough. Thank you so much, San Francisco.